See, the Bible calls us to be fishers of men. And I take that literal. I mean, I try to fish every chance I can get. We got a little fish over here. I love fish, by the way. I fish all the time, and there's nothing I love more than fish. But when we become fishers of men, it's so much easier to look at fish. Now, how many of you know that when you look at this fishing bowl, you see fish in their environment, right? As long as they're in this environment, as long as they're in this water, they're receiving oxygen, they're receiving life, they're receiving food. As long as they're in this. But you take them out of that environment, what happens to them? They die, correct? See, what happens is when you give somebody life, let's find a little fishy here. We got this guy right here. See him? This guy right here. We're gonna say this is a kid that you invited to church one day, right? You invite him to church, you give him life. And he's living, right? Let's say this one over here. Let's say that right here, I got two in here, but they're jumping around. These two right here, you gave into missions. And a missionary was able to buy a vehicle for a missionary, and he was able to drive up into the mountains and speak the word of God into these two kids' life. And you gave them life, right? Well, what happens when you take fish out of their life? What happens when you throw them out? Who's going to save these fish? They're flailing on the ground right now. They have no oxygen in their life. Who's going to save these fish? Who's going to bring these fish life? These fish are flailing for oxygen. Okay, everybody quiet. Those of you that came up, I want to tell you something. Good job. Because listen, those of you that came up, you saved a fish's life. But the rest of you sat in your chairs. Why? Everybody quiet. See this fish? He's dead. No. You guys say, I killed him. I'm going to turn this back to you. You killed him. Why? Listen. Why? Because you sat there shocked in your chair, but you did nothing. And all it would have taken was one more person to get up and save this fish's life. But maybe you was embarrassed because what are people going to do? I'm not going to look cool running up there trying to save a little fish, right? Or maybe you thought, oh, he's only like worth 10 cents. That ain't nothing, right? Or you were so shocked that you didn't know what to do. And this is what I want to tell you. This happens to us every day. You sit in your schools and you see fish flailing, looking for water, looking for air, and you do nothing about it because you're shocked. But you're afraid to reach them with the gospel. You hear us talking about missionaries and going out and reaching people with the word and being able to give life to fish. And we're shocked that people live like this. We're shocked that people never heard Christ, but we do nothing about it. And we sit in our chairs shocked, wishing that we would have gotten up and saved a life, but we wait too long, and one fish died. I want to challenge you this evening. Give fish life. Don't just sit in your chair this evening and go, you know what, that was a cool sermon. That was neat. Why I did this was to put something in your mind of what happens every single day. Not only does it happen around the world, but it happens in your very schools. Where you have the opportunity to spread Christ to somebody, but you chicken out, and they're flailing, looking for something, waiting for you to reach out to them. And you sit there and do nothing. Because we're afraid of what other people are going to think of us. Or we think, you know what, there's enough people up there doing it. We'll let them save the fish. I'll be okay. And we do nothing. I want to challenge you this evening, don't sit there and do nothing.